Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, my number one is a game called Shadow Warrior on the Xbox One. It's also available on PlayStation 4. It came out last year on PC. You played this, haven't you?
I have played this on PC, yeah, and I didn't really get on with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same as that. It's a remake of a 1997 3D Realms game that was basically a glorified reskin of Duke Nukem. It was very much in that mould, and this version of the game actually begins with footage from that game, the 1997 game. I assume to try and highlight how much has changed since gaming. You know, in the world of gaming, look how much has changed since then. And it's a touch that is completely pointless because nobody will need to be told that this is a remake of a game from before the millennium. This is something that I was really, really thoroughly enjoying for about 4 hours, but after that I lost my patience with the lack of variety and just the complete bare bones level design. It's an insanely fast-paced first-person shooter, and I mean crazily fast. Like first-person shooters, you know, it's so quick it makes Call of Duty look like it's happening underwater. And that in itself is pretty refreshing. You're wielding a katana sword as well the whole time, and that's fun to play with. It has real weight to it, so sprinting in and letting a charged slice go at the right moment is really satisfying. Unfortunately, the guns are really reedy and weightless, and even when you've statted them up, because you can stat them up, it's not much fun to shoot things because they feel so weightless, which is a real issue. And speaking of statted up weapons, the upgrade systems are just pointless overkill. There are 9 different upgrade trees, and they're split into 3 different tiers, and each of them have their own currency. And there's nothing interesting about any of it. It's completely rote. You pick up cash, you buy something for your gun, you find a collectible, you upgrade them. It's just tedious. It doesn't feel like it belongs because, I don't know, when you've got amazing weapons and special moves at your disposal, the most crucial weapon in your arsenal is always just being able to circle strafe around enemies, endlessly hacking and slashing. That's the answer to almost every situation. Obviously, there are bits where you specifically have to use your guns, but mainly that's it. The AI is so thick that it just rushes you or stands back and shoots. Yeah. That's it. So it's so old-fashioned in that sense. You just walk into an area, there are enemies there, you kill them, and then you look for an exit pathway. And sometimes you will find 2 pathways instead of 1, and one of those is a quote-unquote secret pathway that leads to a collectible or something. And again, it's a mystery why those secret paths were... They're just a waste of time, because you either walk there, find a collectible, and then walk back and go the other way, or you're... They're not secret. They're just other.
I remember that actually. Yeah.
That's the biggest problem I had with this. It's not shy about wasting your time. Here's 2 pathways. Walk all the way down there, pick something, walk all the way back. Or really, really tiresome after 3 or 4 hours. This is. It's also not a very good port. The game stops very awkwardly to load every time you enter a new location, and all of your special moves are mapped to the left thumbstick. So when you're moving around with the left thumbstick and you're trying to avoid enemies, and you have to tap twice in a direction to move, so you end up hopping around the place like a schmuck. I mean, there's this one move where you can heal yourself, and I think it was left on the left stick and then trigger. But trying to do that while you're getting swarmed and trying to avoid chaos is not easy. It's just not intuitive. I don't know why they didn't redesign the button layout for that. You're basically wandering around the whole time, completely undirected, around really boring and often empty spaces, looking for switches or killing exact replica, identical enemies. And the levels are just like dockyard, warehouse, If you think you're only going into the sewers once, you're very mistaken. At some point, green enemies turn up, they explode into clouds of acid. You want some of that? I didn't particularly.
No, I don't.
And with regards to the presentation, on Xbox One, for some reason you can't alter the framing, so loads of the button prompts come up and they're half off screen. I tried to sort of see if I could recenter the frame, but you can't. I spent ages in the menus looking and you can't do it. Maybe they'll patch it, I don't know. It just seems like it's a badly taken pirate of the game, like they've just put the camcorder zoomed in too much. I did like the fact that you're often allowed to play the game your own way, so you aren't often forced to shoot or use, you can choose between whether you use the sword or whether you use the guns, which was quite nice. And the humour is really juvenile, but it's kind of eager to please and not very spiteful. You may get very bored of being told a million times that your character's name is Lo Wang, but it's generally quite likeable. Although the cutscenes, just skip them, regardless of who you are. Just skip the cutscenes, because besides the fact that they're nonsensical, for some reason they contain loads of pregnant pauses and inaction where you're just watching unimportant things happen very slowly. Just skip them. You're missing nothing. Again, it's just wasting your time. But yeah, this is likeable, really brain dead fun for about 3 or 4 hours. After that, it just repeats itself for more than double that, which is a shame, because 5 hours long, download only, probably sold. But this is not a full price £30. It's £30, not like 60 or anything. But it's on a disc. It's just too much of not enough.